Okay, so a minute ago I disconnected from the SSH session from my desktop to my server. But before I did that, I used the who command to see who was connected to my system. Who am I will show you who you are, your username if you happen to have forgotten. The who command will tell you what users are currently on the system and how they're accessing the system. See, this top line, TTY1, that's me. The bottom line, PTS/0, with an origin of 31.1.133, that's this me. Now, let's see if I can now SSH as my test user. Actually, and let's do this using our SSH client. Because, of course, my goal here is to not get in. If this works, I'll have to figure out what I did wrong. 192.168.1.31.131 open test user. Boom. Access denied. Okay. So, just for giggles, let's make sure I can get in. Oh, now notice this. From the console, just invoking SSH all by itself, it assumes that I want to use AMP 192.168.31. Interesting. And it fails because I tried to get in too many times. I'll click OK. Now what we can do is use other commands that we have covered in we'll have covered in chapter 4 to see what happened. You can use things like the last command and the accounts command, things like that you can use to audit the accounts that are on a system. So click OK. Now, so I've noticed, so this is the contents of my pam.d directory. Notice it's not just SSH. There is SU, the sudo command, VM tools, a login, the cron daemon, the change password command, the change shell command. So the @daemon, there are a lot of things you can control here. Say you have some users who need to be able to log into the system, but shouldn't be able to. So they need access via SSH, but maybe they shouldn't be able to do things like change other people's shells, or create @ or cron jobs, or create new users, or something like that. Let's look at this SSHD file again. And let's see. And I'm going to find it, and okay. So sudo vim, let's see, SSHD. Because what I want, notice that the coloration is a little bit different here. What I want is to be able to log in as me, but not as that test user. So the fact that I couldn't log in even as myself is a little bit fishy. Error succeed. What I'm doing here, notice that on that one line, though actually this should work only for the one user. I'm going to try this. What these slashes do is kind of extend the command across multiple lines. Let's see. So let me try this again. Okay, so there's no PAM service. Okay, let's try this again. Because honestly, this worked before. Okay, what I'm going to do now is check my logs. Let's do eMessage. Okay, I tried to get, let's see, these are the last several logins I tried. So I'm going to install the account auditing package here. Okay, so I found an error in the instructions. The instructions seem to say on error succeed, like this on error. What you should actually do, and the spacing of it is not exactly obvious here. This is what you should do, so that you're only denying the users that you list. I can prove that I did that because I'm in as me. Now let's try Putty again as my test user, and that should fail. And I'm going to go test user. Denied. Okay. And it's okay. And it's going to fail again because I've exceeded my authentication failure limit. So I've got a user I can log in as and a user I can't log in as. Strangely enough, using the last command, which will show me which users I'm trying to get into my system. Say these down here. Actually, let me do these that say. Let me grep. 192.168.1.31.133. See, these here. The ones that have these other ones down here as me and as test user, the ones that indicate there was a session that never fully completed. Technically speaking, there was a login session there. You succeeded in logging in and then it stopped because the PAM user module got in the way. It prevented these users from logging in using SSH because in test user's case, we intended to block that user out. And in my case, I had misconfigured the file so that it had the effect of locking the user out whether I meant to or not. Thanks for watching, and I'll have another video up soon. I might talk about Module 4 as a whole. Yes, Chapter 4 as a whole. now that I've done the two demos for this chapter. Thanks, and have a good day.